Hey, what's up guys? Young Karth here. I'm a Grandmaster Karthus ADC player and coach, and I've also reached Gladiator in the 2v2 mode, playing primarily Karthus. And today, we're going to be covering the revamped 2v2 mode in League of Legends. Recently, it was added back to the PBE with a plethora of new features and updates, and I'll be telling you everything we know so far and my personal opinions regarding the new mode. And of course, I'll be playing Karthus with some new augments. Thank you guys for all the most recent likes, comments, and subs. And if you aren't already subscribed, 97% of you aren't, go ahead and hit that button for me. It is free, and it gives you access to the best Karthus content on YouTube. Let's get right into today's video. Alright, welcome in everyone. The gameplay you'll be watching today is simply me trying out Karthus with some new augments. After my first selection, pay special attention to what happens after I ult. It's kind of a Z ult. 30% of the damage I deal gets casted as the Z ult 3 seconds later, so it's almost kind of like I have two Karthus ults. Very creative. And I also grab a Kaisa Q Rocket Barrage after casting any ability. It looks super broken and it worked really well in Karthus. You have to check it out. It almost looks like I'm hacking. And then I got the classic Dark Harvest and First Strike combo. Speaking of First Strike and Dark Harvest, make sure you watch my last video before this one as I take a peek at both of those being nerfed. Which one's better on Karthus? You have to go watch to find out. Now, I want to highlight each and every aspect of the new 2v2 mode that they're adding in, and I'm going to have the key points pop up on the screen for you now. So, as you can see, we have 7 key points. I'm going to take a peek at each of them and break it down and tell you what it means. So, we're going to start out simply with number 1, Q and Champion Select. So on the screen for you, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop up what the new Q and the new Champion Select screen look like. You'll notice the Q one looks quite a bit different, and the Champion Select more or less looks the same, but there is a little change I'm going to tell you about. For the Q, there's quite a big change. So it's a huge innovation. They said they want to address people wanting to play with more people and more friends, and, well, they did it. Groups of 2, 3, and 4 people can now queue together. And the cool part is you can even choose who's on what team. So if you're queuing up with Timmy and Billy Bob, and Billy Bob says that he does not want to play with you, you know, Billy Bob can go on the team with Timmy and you can take your other friend. So it's really cool. You can kind of swap it up and have some rivalries going amongst your friends. And the most interesting part is now you can actually queue a full group of 8 people, and it literally allows you to have your own private match, and it even counts as ranked. So that's going to be kind of weird because you're going to see probably people trying to win trade, and what that means is just losing on purpose so one of their friends can win and climb in ranked. So I'm interested to see what Riot is going to do about that and kind of balance that out, but overall, I do think it's very cool that they're allowing you to queue as an 8-person group. So I like that. And you can even do custom games within that. So you can literally go to the custom tab and you can create a custom game with your friends as well. So really cool if you don't want to play ranked. Champion Select, all of it's exactly the same except for one aspect. You used to be able to see what everyone was hovering to ban, and you can no longer do that, and there is a reason for that, because let's say you wanted to play Kayn. Before, you could literally hover ban Kayn and make everyone in the lobby believe you were going to ban Kayn, and then you don't actually ban it at the last second after everyone's banned, and then you just lock it in for free and ban another champion. So I guess they didn't like people doing that. They have removed that. Otherwise, the Champion Select is exactly the same, as you can already see by the screenshot I showed you. Alright, we're going to move on to Augments and Champion buffs. So Augments is one of the huge things here, guys. They've added 60 plus new augments. They may have deleted some of the old ones or kept most of them in, but there is 60 new ones. I haven't seen all of them yet. I've played with the ones I told you about, and if they're any similar, you know, that they're very creative so far, so I do like this quite a bit. And they wanted to make it so that people aren't just taking the same augments every game. Like, you don't just queue up for Karthus, for instance. You don't just get Dark Harvest First Strike. You don't get the one where every time you hit an enemy you gain 1 AP. You know, I used to just get the same ones every game, so they've done away with that by adding in a bunch of new ones, and there can only be 2 of the same augment in the entire game. So if Timmy has First Strike and Dark Harvest, and Billy Bob has First Strike and Dark Harvest, no one else can have it. So I like that they did that. It's going to mix it up a little bit. And champion buffs, this one is pretty straightforward. They wanted there to not be such a strict meta, because before, obviously, everyone knows everyone was playing Teemo, Heimerdinger, Zyra, like Jax, tanks, bruisers. So they want to give other classes and champions some buffs. Don't know any specifics on those just yet, but they said that's what they want to do to spice things up a little bit. 100% respect that. I like that decision. Alright, number 3, downed state. So this one is really cool, and they did this to combat people who were crying over getting one-tapped at the start of a round, like a blue cane or like a Malzahar ult, whatever it is that's one-tapping you. Whenever you die now, you're going to enter a second chance of life, or if they call it downed state, and you're going to have a circle around you, and after a period of time, about 10 seconds or so I believe, you're going to be able to be revived. Now what your partner has to do is, number 1, obviously live, and number 2, they have to come stand inside of the little area for like 5 or 6 seconds, and then it's going to revive you after a small delay, and you'll be like half HP. So it's really cool that they did that, and if you pay attention to the gameplay footage, you're actually going to see around that I was revived by my partner, and we were able to turn the round in our favor and win. So it's really cool, and I like it a lot. Number 4, Ring of Fire RNG. If you don't know what this means, the Ring of Fire is the big cascading ring of fire that gets smaller and smaller as time goes on to kind of force people to fight. And before, every map had a designated spot where this fire would collapse in, and people knew that obviously, and they abused it. Let's say for instance you're playing Teemo or Heimerdinger, they would literally just start stacking their shrooms in the final area and kind of camp it and kind of take control of the honey fruit plants in the area and just camp it, and it was kind of unfun to play against. So now there's RNG on it. There is multiple designated spots where the Ring of Fire can go to, and it's different every round, or it could be the same a few rounds in a row, but it just gives people the option to walk around a little bit more and make it more open and fun. Alright, number 5, we're going to take a look at the Hextech portals. Now, if you don't know what Hextech portals are, if you get the Hextech Dragon Soul in a regular League of Legends game, you know you get what's called Hextech portals, which is like a teleportation device. You click on it, and it transports you across the map to a certain location. So they just added that here, and pretty much it just gives you a little more room to outplay your opponent. Every time you use it, it gets put on like a 10-second cooldown, and it just gives you a little bit more room to outplay, do some flashy stuff, get away from someone who's trying to one-tap you, you know, teleport you to a honey fruit plant. It just gives some more options in the game, and I like that they've spiced the map up. It's really good for the game state. Alright, number 6, Cameo Rotation. Now, you probably don't know what Cameo means. So it's the Soul Fighter characters from the first time around that were the featured big characters that would either try to kill you and hurt you or help you. And They have kept some of the same ones as before, and they've also added some new ones, and they've said that they actively want to rotate the characters and kind of find people's favorites and rotate them in and out, but they want to try a bunch of different characters. So the ones that are going to be coming back are Set, Hike, and Gwen, and all of those were really fun. My personal favorite was Set. If you hit him enough, he does his W in the direction of the enemies, and it can do a lot of damage. It was really fun to use. And then a new one is going to be Silas. Very cool. So instead of your second summoner spell, like Ghost or whatever it is that you have, Silas will give you a random character's ult, and you'll get to use it. So for instance, in this game, you'll notice that when there was a Silas, I got a Dr. Mundo ult on Karthus, so I literally just flashed in with a Dr. Mundo ult, and I'm just healing. You know, it was pretty OP. I didn't die. Alright, so that one's fun. And then you have Thresh. He just throws his lantern, and if you click on it, you get a shield, and it drags you to him. Kind of basic, but it's a good one as well. Alright, so next up, we're going to be taking a look at ranked changes. So this goes along with rating changes. Now, everyone's going to be starting in the lowest tier, Wood tier, once again, so they're completely resetting that in the PvE, so everyone is going to have to climb from the gutter again. And also, they're going to be partially resetting the MMR. That's just match-made rating, so pretty much what that means, guys, if you were a Gladiator player before, you'll probably be playing against some other previous Gladiators and so on. If you are, Wood 4, you'll probably be playing against Wood 4s again. So your rank is going to be low, but your MMR could be high. You're going to be playing against same level players as you, so it's nice and fair. And they don't have to do the initial part of that again. And they also said the climb was a little too fast. Last time people were getting Gladiator a little too quick for their liking, so they're making it harder to climb once you hit Gladiator, like the ladder points. And they're also going to be making it harder to climb in gold as well. So it's just going to take a little bit longer to get where you want to be. And that's all we heard about ranked for now. They're thinking about trying to do some sort of unranked queue, like I told before, because they want it to be a mix for fun players and competitive players, but they don't really know if they want to do that just yet. So we're just going to have to see what they come out with as far as the rank changes go. And finally, guys, challenges. So if you know challenges in regular league, how you get titles and calling cards and little mastery emotes and all that kind of stuff, so they brought that back in for the 2v2 game mode. They've added in some challenges for people who like that stuff. It's there, it's not big, but I wanted to mention it just for the people who do the collection stuff, and they do like that. So now that we understand what new changes Riot is brainstorming, I want to give you my personal opinion. Overall, from the games I've played, I can honestly say this time around is a big improvement. Previously, it seemed like you would roll the same augments every game and play against the same champs, like, Heimerdinger, Zyra, Teemo, Bruisers, an ADC, and an Enchanter, Kog'Maw, Lulu, Vayne, Lulu. Got a little bit boring, right? Now it really feels like there's a lot more champs that actually have a chance to win, a lot more classes of champs, and I get a fun sense of RNG from rolling the augments. I feel like I'm trying something unique every game. I also think it's cool that you can queue with 8 people and create custom games. Definitely going to be doing that. And the game mechanic changes like portals and revives really spiced up the environment and added the needed renovations to keep things interesting. And I do think if Riot continues to improve the mode, it would be a great permanent addition to the game. And that's everything I have for you all today. Let me know down in the comments if you'll be testing out the new changes on PvE, and if you're excited for the return of this game mode. And if you enjoyed the video today, please leave a like, and if you're new, subscribe. It really helps me out and lets me know you all are loving the content. In return, giving me more motivation to post frequently. And there is a little bit more gameplay here at the end. I'm going to let it run out with some music for you guys to watch and enjoy. And I'll see you in the next one. Young Karth out. Peace.